Welcome to Temple Builders Carpentry. Temple Builders, we problem solvers. Temple Builders, safety first. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Carpenter's math, adding and subtracting fractions. All right, this is a simple equation. Okay, I'm doing a simple equation for you can follow my steps easily. And once you get the rules of adding and subtracting fractions, or once you get the formula, then you can move on to more complex fractions. Okay. Now, the rule is that as long as your bottom numbers, which in this case, your bottom number is 2, and on this fraction, your bottom number is 2. As long as your bottom numbers are the same, you can proceed with adding or subtracting fractions, okay? Now, your bottom number is called your denominator, all right? And your top number, which is a 1, is called your numerator, okay? Now, these are called like fractions because the denominator is the same, all right? Now, let's proceed with solving this problem. Okay, now 1 plus 1, simple, is 2, all right? Okay. Now, from here, we can just move our denominator over our bottom number, right? That gives us 2 over 2, okay? Now, 2 over 2 is a whole fraction, in which we know that equals 1, right? Simple, simple. So a half an inch plus a half an inch is 1 inch, right? Okay. Now let's move to a problem that's a little bit more difficult. Okay. Now what you see right here is 7/8 minus 1/16. Okay. Now you can automatically tell that our bottom numbers are different. Okay. These fractions are called unlike fractions. All right. So we know the rule or the procedures are to basically get our bottom numbers the same in order for us to solve our problem. So what we must do is first identify that 16 is a multiple of 8, okay? And so we can get this 8 to 16 by multiplying it by 2, okay? Now, what we do at the bottom, we must also do at the top. So we're going to multiply the 7 by 2 as well, okay? Now, let's come down here. Let's write our problem over. 7 times 2 would give us 14. All right. Now, 8 times 2 is going to give us our 16 that we need, right? So now we have a equivalent fraction to 7/8, okay? 7/8 is equivalent to 14/16, okay? That's an equivalent fraction. Now let's proceed with the rest of our equation, okay? 14/16 minus 1/16. Right? Now our denominators are the same. Simple. We can go ahead with our subtraction problem. 14 minus 1. Okay, simple. Equals 13. And we're going to simply move our denominators because they're the same. Move the denominator over, which is going to give you 13/16. This problem cannot be reduced. Okay, 1316, your final answer. All right, now let's move to a problem dealing with mixed numbers. All right, this is called a mixed number because you have a whole number here, which is 3, in conjunction with a fraction. So with you having a whole number attached to a fraction, that's called a mixed number. All right, so this is 3.5 minus 1 1/8. Okay, 1 1/8 is a mixed number as well. Okay, so we can look at our fraction here and see we're dealing with unlike fractions. Okay, the denominators are different. Okay, now I already see that 8 is a multiple of 2. All right, so how do I get this 2 to 8? All right, we're gonna multiply this 2 by 4. Okay, let's do that. 2 times 4, and we know whatever we do at the bottom, we got to do at the top as well. So it's going to be 1 times 4. Okay, now 1 times 4 gives you 4, right? And 2 times 4 gives you your 8 that you need. Now we have a equivalent fraction. 1/2 is equivalent to 4/8. Okay, now we can proceed with our equation. All right, so 4 minus 1 gives you 3, right? All right, and then we simply bring our denominator down, which is our 8, right? They are the same. Bring our denominator down. Okay, now we simply have to subtract our whole numbers right here. 3 minus 1 gives you 2. Simple. There's your answer. 2 3/8. So 3.5 minus 1 1/8 gives you 2 3/8. All right. Once you get your formula down, it's easy to add and subtract fractions. Okay. In order to be a carpenter, you must not be intimidated by these numbers. All right. And I'm gonna do more complex carpenter's math as the channel continues. Okay. Temple builders.